First, you have to watch Installation 00's videos, which will be links in the description. Anyways, on with the video. So recently, on Installation 00 server, there was an ARG going on that was later confirmed to be made by Installation 00 himself. And for the two people who guessed that correctly, congratulations to you. I was personally in the camp that was actually 343 Industries. It's because A, considering everyone in the server plays Halo and most likely had a Microsoft account, and therefore Microsoft would have just looked at the HaloCats info and texted him, and I was such a dumbass to not consider that Cap might have been in on it, and he actually was, but only to a limited capacity. B, the only archive vids at the end of them had reports coming to the only officer which may have been connected to an ARG. I guess these were contact with Solace, and we ourselves were actually the only officers getting the information. Pretty much everybody was expecting an Oni vid, or some other video leading the portal relay web we had currently. Sort of like how I Love Bees actually started before the Halo 2 trailer. I also had another theory that the only officer himself would come and talk with us and expect a report or discussing the gameplay, considering he might have checked the info link. That was actually a one-on-one with Solace and Proxy, which, to be honest, is like a mindfuck and bloody awesome. So, I want to put you in the situation of my theory of what could happen if this actually turned out to be official. Well, obviously we all know now that it was made by Installation 00. Now let me start an introduction to my theory. I personally think there'll be 3 chapters to this thing. Number 1 is basically called, well, Installation 00 calls it the Truth and Reconciliation, with us learning of the existence of Solace and Proxy, and maybe hinting towards the existence of the Didact, like the one in Halo 4. Not the ISO Didact, but the one in Halo 4. We thought this would be expanded later by a vid or something, which again led to the website, but that never came, considering it's fake. We thought that there would be different chapters that would be stuck together by maybe like the Didact recruiting list. There may be such cases where we go and contact friendly AIs such as Solace in the game. Expanding on that, earlier on in the ARG, we presumed that Solace was trying to make contact with some AIs, and the one with confirmed status we might actually visit in the game itself, with Red being dead or an enemy. Remember, this is unofficial, so this wouldn't happen, but this is just a what-if situation. So, what happened in each chapter is conversation between 2 AIs or something along these lines. Now, why did this happen? I have an amazing answer to that. Boss fights. So, I was recently watching a Hidden Xperia video once ARG was actually going down. And he mentioned that he himself wanted boss fights. I think a lot of us want to do. We don't really want to punch an old man in a wheelchair. That isn't exactly rewarding. Maybe, I thought, considering there are so many different AIs across the universe, they must have so many different personalities. Now, they could be in the form of mechs, leading, like, big mechs, where you just have to go around and then just find weaknesses. That would be, like, the traditional bosses you find. Maybe once you defeat them, it could lead to more and more upgrades, like the grappling hook we saw in the showcase, or another situation of beating a boss could be like wave-based combat, or a puzzle you have to solve and outsmart the AI, or either like the one chapter in Half-Life 1 where the helicopter chases you and serves tension and you defeat them after obtaining the rocket launcher. The last option will be an actually quite a sick first mission where Chief only has a pistol and Brohammer overcomes. Now that's actually kind of similar to the start of Halo 4, and it'll be amazing if something like the start of Halo 4 was actually introduced in the start of the game instead of like the opening cutscene. Not that the opening cutscene is bad by any means. I have a theory on what the last chapter of this ARG would have been. Then again, this is unofficial. Remember, this is a what-if situation. Well, in this last part, the two AIs wouldn't actually be revealed at the end, because remember, Proxy was revealed to be the Solace. I'm pretty sure Solace was like a new AI, and Proxy was almost revealed to be offensive bias, which is not official. Well, this in the last stage, I believe the AIs had already been on other Discord with the official Halo server where they actually communicate, with there being a race between different Halo YouTubers' Discords. If this was official and went on, it eventually ended with one of the AIs, according to me, persuading others to infect in their bubbles, aka sort of crash the other servers, as a persuader would either be one of these candidates and with the other crashing them, having been persuaded. Either the grave mind who would just want to infect the servers for knowledge, or like atonement for your sins, or the Didact / Warden Eternal. I don't know about what the word Warden Eternal. I haven't played Halo 5's campaign, and I've had it for a year, but could you blame me? Or maybe it's just a tug of war between the both. Or maybe they just work together, they're just pulling Cortana to each side, or just combining them with them. Now, who is the second AI? So, we know at first Proxy contacted Installation 00 claiming that he was leaking information, as he was a Lord YouTuber mainly and his name, and also the ARG server with Proxy coming in saying it was not indeed the ARG. Now, why is this important? I'm glad you asked. This is because they think that we are part of the UNSC or ONI or other forces that can pick up all these signals. Now, who has a resentment for humanity? Is it A? No, it's D. Cortana. In Halo 5, we know that, like, I haven't played it, but I've heard some parts. We know that Cortana thinks that she should be ruling over the galaxy, so peace is maintained. We also know that, at least theory suggests, that she is under the influence of the logic plague. Would it be possible that an overseer of sorts is telling her to do, like, almost like a DDoS or blackout of the entire UNSC and ONI? Two more things. This ARG could have acted between a bridge and Infinite, with this blackout explaining the stranded Marines in the 2018 trailer. My final point for this vid. What if we had to fight Cortana as a last boss? Actually, I think it would rather be the Didact, but let's just say Cortana for a minute. So, we'd probably have to fight Cortana to get any more UNSC or ONI support. Or maybe we just weaken her if we assume that the Warden Eternal has almost upgraded her, and this fixer-upper chip that we assume she has will do its magic once she is at acceptable levels. Who knows? I'd like to end off this video by saying this ARG isn't and never was official by any means, and as confirmed by Installation 00. And also, 343, if you are watching this, please make an ARG. I have a certain checklist for what you need to do. 1. Installation 00. Please get the timing right. Most of us were school guys, or in like different time zones. I'm pretty sure one part of the ARG happened right as I went to school. Literally right as I got there. Okay, 2. Please start it off in the more niche parts of this community, as it kind of helps them grow as more and more videos are made to attract people to them, and makes us Halo fans actually think we're contributing when I'm an absolute dumbass. Well, I did find the URL for one of the websites. The major flaw with Porn Takes Porn by Activision and Pro Cold War was the fact that most of it was made by YouTubers who are just solving it on the stream, and the only thing someone else could do is just spam a solution in chat. 3. Don't show your cards at once. From my understanding, you want ARGs to hype up people by giving them answers to a big question. Not by telling them outright what the answer is. By not giving them the big answer, it adds more shock or an intensity to those big reveals and fights. Now, I'd like to end by thanking 3 people. Installation 00. Thanks for making this ARG. Many of us were simply too young to participate, considering toddlers are bloody dumbasses. And me, personally, I was just a baby. I could not bloody speak English at the time. This gave us the experience and the fond memories that people had with Iris or I Love Bees, and I also annoyed my friends with it. TheHaloCats. Thanks for making the original ARG video, or I would never discovered this in the first place. You were able to attract my global mind into watching this video and actually thinking this was bloody official. It's alright, it's just a short one. My dad told me to go to sleep one night because he told me I looked bloody, I looked like I had bloody sleep deprivation. And luckily the vid was available after school so I could watch it. And I think it's time to wrap this all up, and goodbye.